The fragrance market is in shambles. Dior Sauvage is hitting an all-time high. Bleu de Chanel is now a legal tender in 14 different countries. And experts warn if one more elixir flanker is dropped, this space-time continuum may collapse upon itself. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. The fragrance stock market, it's a crazy place. And today we're going to dive headfirst into that insanity. I'm going to be taking a look at the 25 most popular fragrances out today. And I'm going to be ranking them tier list style. So we're going to talk about the best of the best and the worst of the best as well. I caught that without looking. So you may be asking, how did I get the 25 most popular fragrances? Well, by looking at Macy's and sorting by best sellers. Close enough. So these are 25 of the absolute best-selling men's fragrances that you can buy today, at least within the United States of America, and I'm going to be ranking those out. With one caveat, if I did go just by the top 25, Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel and Acqua di Gio would be on there many times because of all the different flankers. So I have removed some of those so that some other scents can work their way in. Because really, do I need to rank Sauvage Elixir, Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, and Parfum in the top 25? I don't think so. And I am gonna be a little bit harsh with these rankings. A lot of them I think are actually very good, but some of them have to be toward the bottom, right? It's just how it is. And for this tier list, it is S, A, B, C, because I don't think any of them are really bad enough to throw down into a D tier. So in no particular order, just grabbing a fragrance from that top 25 and inserting it into the tier where it deserves to go. We will begin with YSL's Myself. An extremely popular fragrance that came out actually towards the end of the year in which it was released, toward the end of August, I believe, and somehow in that short time frame became one of the best-selling fragrances in the world. Very easy to wear, huge compliment puller, extreme versatility, really well known for that bergamot and orange blossom combination with a bit of an amber woodsy, amber-fix dry down. Now it would be pretty easy to put this one lower in the tier list and say, well, it's simple, it's boring, it's not all that exciting. But it does what it does so well, and that is compliments and wearability. That is really all it's made for, and it does it so well, I have to put it in the A tier. It's not S tier. It's not at the top of the top, but it is that kind of fragrance that you can buy and wear pretty much anytime all year long, and it's gonna work. Next up, a newer one, Born in Roma Extra Dose. And it does have an extra dose. It's pretty strong. Yeah, it's on one. It is similar though to some of the other Valentino Born in Roma fragrances that came before it. Maybe not quite as sweet as some of those, so depending on your taste, that may be a good thing or a bad thing. I do like it. I think it's really well done. Again, good performance, but for me, it's gonna go in the B tier. Mainly because when it comes to Born in Roma, there are some other ones that I would take over that one, and it is also pricier than most all the other Born in Romas. So when I take that into account, I have to move it just down a little bit. And then we have Creed's Aventus, which frankly, you know, when it comes to Aventus, it's just like, cool. It's been done to death in terms of designer fragrances, other niche fragrances, clone fragrances. Aventus itself coming out with, Aventus itself? Creed coming out with different Aventus flankers. For a second there, it was like Aventus went sentient and was making versions of itself, trying to take over the world, which it kind of has, in a way. All the batch variations. But yeah, it's done. I get it. But at the same time, I would be a liar if I told you that I wasn't amazed the first time I smelled it years and years ago, because I absolutely was. Reenactment essentially went like this, spray. I have to get that because I actually bought it as like a carded sample and it just blew me away. And at the time I really couldn't afford very much as far as Aventus prices. They were cheaper back then, the Aventus prices, but I could afford a 1 ounce bottle. And that's what I bought. So even though it is kind of done to death, S tier. There are very few fragrances out there that have had the impact that one has. 1 Million Elixir up next by the House of Rabanne, formerly known as Paco Rabanne. And 1 Million Elixir is solid. It's sweet, very vanilla forward, easy to wear, good performance like you would expect from a 1 Million flanker. But I'm gonna have to put it into the B tier, mainly because there are a lot of other fragrances out there in a similar style, a similar fashion, that I'd probably rather wear. But it's still really good. I mean, it's good. It's pretty good. It's solid. It's pretty good. It's B. Speaking of elixirs, how about Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir? Nobody pronounces it that way. Cobalt. I think one person would pronounce it that way, and
my name is Jeff.
Dang it. Now, Cobalt Elixir, not a terrible fragrance, but it is up against some heavy hitters here today. Again, top 25 most popular. I feel like I'm gonna have to put it into the C tier. It's interesting, but potentially a little bit divisive. And when it comes to the Bad Boy line, if we're talking elixirs, I'd rather just have Bad Boy Elixir over Cobalt Elixir. Now this next one, Acqua di Gio Profondo, the Eau de Parfum. If it were the Parfum, I would actually make an exception and drop that bad boy right into the D tier. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. But the Eau de Parfum, now we're talking. That's good. I like it. And we're talking about the reformulated new version of Profondo Eau de Parfum. A little bit sweeter to my nose compared to the OG version of the Profondo Eau de Parfum, which I guess at the time it was just Profondo when it first came out, but then they turned it into its whole own line and everything, so now it's the Eau de Parfum, the whole thing. But this one, extremely well done, very versatile, big compliment puller, and I'm a huge fan of Acqua di Gio, always have been. And it teeters. It teeters right there between S and A. Just kind of, oh, which way do we go? But if I'm being a little harsher here, A tier. And that does pain me. It does. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Sauvage is next. Fragrance maybe you've heard of, but this one is the Eau de Parfum. Sauvage EDP, kind of walking that line, you know, between the Eau de Toilette and the Parfum, giving you a little taste of both. Kind of. A little smoother than the Eau de Toilette with a nice vanilla undertone, extremely easy to wear, very versatile, big compliment puller, all good things, all good things. But where to put that fragrance? Well, a lot of people would just automatically drop it into the lowest tier, but it's definitely not that. But being a little bit tougher here, I can't put it into the S tier, and it's not quite there in the A tier for me either. The fragrances that are in the A tier, I personally nowadays like a little more than Sauvage EDP, so I'm gonna have to put it into the B tier, but we'll say like a high B, if that sounds a little better. And then there is Y, specifically Y Eau de Toilette. This one often overlooked. A lot of people immediately go, why Le Parfum? Why Eau de Parfum? Maybe even Y Elixir. Maybe not that one, actually, I don't know. Y Elixir smells fine, it does. It's just that price. A little rough. But the Eau de Toilette, yeah, gets overlooked a lot of times. It has extreme versatility, very easy to wear, has a nice little airy aspect, but still has that Y freshness. And this is another one that I really want to put in the A tier. I really, really do. But then the stuff that's in the A tier, I have just a little higher than Y Eau de Toilette, so it's gotta go in the B tier this time. Now at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a revised list, just a little snapshot of where I had everything before I started shuffling it a little bit and making it have a clearer delineation between the scents. Essentially what I'm telling you is when I first did this, it had a lot more S's and A's. That's what I'm saying. Now we're greeted by Eros Eau de Parfum from Versace. Eros is a fragrance line that as time has gone on, I've really come to champion. It's one that for the price, I think is killer, extremely easy to wear once again. Most of these are, to be fair. Best-selling fragrances are usually not the types of scents that you spray on and you go, oh, cool. I can't wear that. It's pretty cool though. Can't wear it. No, that's not the type of fragrance that's gonna sell at this level. Like the stuff that's selling at this level is the stuff that people are buying, wearing, repeat. So yeah, Eros Eau de Parfum. Absolutely not just a club scent. It's not that. Don't approach it that way, because you're wrong, okay? If you do, you're wrong. I love Eros Eau de Parfum. It smells higher end than the Eau de Toilette, but it still has like a little playful nature to it. Great sweetness, good performance, everything you want. And I'm gonna drop this in the A tier. I think a lot of times when it comes to Eros, they get overlooked or they get hated on more than they deserve. Eros Flame, the Parfum, the Eau de Parfum, good stuff. Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. Dolce & Gabbana is one of those houses that, I like them. But it does feel like over the past 2-3 years, and I don't know if this is just a me thing, it could be. I know that they have a ton of fans, and rightfully so, but they've come out with a bunch of fragrances here over the past, few years, and it feels like the best ones are the ones that were out for like 2 seconds and then gone. The one Luminous Night. I know, Middle Eastern exclusive, but come on. And a lot of the other fragrances they put out, you smell it and you go, This one is their most popular, and it did get a new coat of paint, a new bottle style, as you can see here, old, new, look at that. And also changed the fragrance up a bit as well. And I was never a massive fan of the original Light Blue. I would take some of the flankers over it, like Oh Intense or Italian Love. And I do like the new version more than the old version. But I think up against all these other fragrances, C tier. And it's not that I dislike the scent. It's just, again, up against this other stuff. Armani Code Parfum. Now this one is interesting because the opening is fresh. It's got a nice classy aspect to it. Super simple to wear. Not at all as dark or as deep as you would expect from a Code Parfum flanker. Because the original Code, a lot of people think of that one as like a night out fragrance, fall, winter time. So you're coming with the Parfum, you're thinking, ooh, this has gotta be heavy. No, not really. Pretty fresh, classy, nice iris in there. As it dries down, it gets a little bit deeper for sure, but still easy to wear. This one for me, A tier. Just really well done, great stuff that walks that line between dressed up and a little more formal, a little bit more difficult to pull off, and super easy casual. Like it can do both of those things. Aqua de Jo again, but this time, the Eau de Toilette, which to be fair is not the same. They did update it. Yeah, like Light Blue, it got a new bottle style, little gradient action going on there, a little frost action, and also a reworking, a retooling, a reimagining of the fragrance itself. Not as floral as it was years back, but to be fair, Aqua de Jo Eau de Toilette has been changed who knows how many times over the years. Between you and me, not that Armani ever announces it, they just do it behind the scenes and go, I hope no one notices. Tricky. I love Aqua de Jo Eau de Toilette, especially the original, very near and dear to my heart. But talking about, everything in today's list, what I would wear nowadays more, I would wear Profundo more. And since Profundo is A tier, Eau de Toilette, B tier. Sauvage again, the last one in today's video, Elixir. Yeah, Sauvage Elixir is kind of its own thing. Compared to the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, the Parfum, Sauvage Elixir does not smell like those. So it is Sauvage in name, but in terms of how it smells, it's its own entity. And this one is one that I absolutely adore. Massive performance, great longevity, projection, all that stuff. Also expensive, it is expensive. But it has that throwback style to it that I love so much, done in a modern way, so S tier. The Most Wanted, up next from Azzaro. Now for a bunch of people, before the Wanted line really took off, especially with the Most Wanted, people thought of Azzaro as just kind of like a cheaper throwaway brand. Oh, Azzaro Chrome, Azzaro Pour Homme, whatever. Not that those lines aren't good or have had great fragrances, because they have, but a lot of people viewed Azzaro as like a lower tier brand. The Most Wanted changed that. Kind of a Stronger With You-esque vibe to it. Great performance, once again, massive compliment puller. Great, sweet, cozy, sexy, gourmand adjacent scent profile. And especially when it was new, really cheap compared to most other things out there, though the price has crept up. For me, A tier, fantastic stuff. Polo 67 up next, the Eau de Parfum. Now this is one that I really kind of struggle with because I want to put it up higher. It's amazing in terms of just that ease of use, this great citrus pineapple opening, fresh, sweet, appealing. Then as it dries down, a nice masculine modern woodsiness. Price, not too bad. Performance, pretty good for this type of scent. So I want to put it A tier, but I gotta put it B. But with this one, it does have a caveat that as time goes on and I wear it more, it might become one of those ones that I just keep going for, keep reaching for, and then it's gonna creep up even more. Luna Rossa Carbon is up next from Prada, which is now a top 25 bestseller, which is probably because they listed it as new on Macy's website, and maybe that got some people's attention. So this one has been tweaked a bit. It's been changed a bit. A new note breakdown, simplified compared to the original, and it has been Prada-fied a bit compared to when it very first came out. It's a little bit smoother, a little bit soapier, not quite as assertive as the original Luna Rossa Carbon, which smells similar to Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. And this is one that I struggle with putting here, but I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Mainly because this is a bit of a tweak, a bit of a change, a bit of a reform that I don't feel necessarily improved what it already was. Essentially, if you hand me a new bottle and an original bottle of Carbon and say, which one do you want? I'll go, I'll take the original. Le Beau Le Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier, extremely popular, tropical, sweet, creamy, fresh, another massive, massive compliment puller. A lot of people think of it as like a summertime scent. It's friggin' hot out here. What do I wanna wear? I know, with the ultra super sweet, tropical, creamy, coconut, long-lasting, very strong fragrance that will give me a headache. That sounds real good. That sounds real good about now. Don't do that. Middle of summer, I'm actually reaching for Le Beau Eau de Toilette or Paradise Garden or even the Flower Edition over Le Parfum. But during the evening, yeah, Le Parfum can come out then. Fall, winter, spring, sure. Absolutely love the scent. It has grown on me a ton over the years, but I can't quite elevate it to S tier, so it's gonna have to go in A. Bad Boy Cobalt is the next fragrance of choice. A little bit similar to Invictus Platinum. Yeah, not normal Invictus. So this one has a great, fresh, sweet mix. It has some interesting notes in there like truffle and plum. Don't see those used all that often on a fragrance that you would actually wear during late spring or early fall, or even summer if you want to. Big compliment puller, one of the better bad boy fragrances out there. And this is one of those ones, again, that just, it hovers, it teeters between A and B. But if we're being harsh, and we are, B, it goes in the B tier. And I feel bad about it. Don't feel good. Born in Roma, Intense. This one from Valentino, of course, and this is, for me, as of now, probably the pinnacle of the Born in Roma line. We're kind of right there with Coral Fantasy, but if I could take only one, Intense. The vanilla in the air, fantastic. Just one of the best attention grabbers out there, magnetic. It really is. It's kind of weird. It's one of those fragrances where I'm wearing it, I smell myself wearing it, and I go, you're smelling pretty good today, me. That's not weird, is it? Yeah, it's one of those deals. I'll wear it anywhere, anytime, any place. Love it. S tier. Forever Wanted Elixir. There are so many scents in the B tier that I'm just like, I want to put it in the A tier, okay? Yeah, and I already said it, it's in the B tier. It's in the B tier, I already blew it. But it's, man, I really feel strongly about this one that the more I wear it, like heading into fall and winter, that it's gonna move up. So at the time, when I haven't worn it as much, I can put it in the B tier. And then later on, be like, I wore it more, A tier. I'm just like, I'm letting you know, that's probably gonna happen. My wife thinks it's amazing. The times I've worn it around her, great reactions. Other people think it smells fantastic. So yeah, the raspberry leather combo, nice. 1 million, which I'm surprised they haven't just changed to million. And then they'll change it from that to milli. Vanilla? No. And then they'll just change it to mil because, you know, reasons. This is another one I struggle with. It's been out for a long time. It's way more versatile than a lot of people will give it credit for. It's not just a clubbing scent, just like Eros. And actually, in certain situations, you know, you don't go super heavy, it can come across a little more multifaceted than people will give it credit for, but I'm still putting it in the C tier, so C tier. Next up, Y Eau de Parfum, the big dog in the Y lineup. If you're after a blue fragrance with more sweetness, this may be your best bet because it has more going on in terms of that sweetness than other big hitters like Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage. Great performance, massive compliment puller. A tier. Also in A tier, Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. I know some people are gonna be like, no, you can't do that. They're gonna be like, why is better? Or Bleu de Chanel is better. But I'm just gonna put them together. I do think between those two that Bleu de Chanel is more versatile. I think that as far as designer blues go, that's probably the #1 most versatile of them all. But I also think for some people with that sweeter aspect that Y has, that Y may be a little more of an attention grabber. Bleu de Chanel, a bit classy. Stronger With You Intensely from Emporio Armani is next up. This is another Armani fragrance that had a quiet reformulation. Interestingly, kind of like what's going on with Luna Rossa Carbon, where it's not a massive change, but it's one of those ones where it popped up for sale in the US and was listed as new on Macy's, and everyone was like, well, this has been out for a while though. Oh, a little change-a-rooney. It's a great scent, hugely popular, massive performance, another big compliment puller, of course, very sweet, and also very influential. I think though, for me, I'm gonna put it in the B tier because to my own taste, there are a number of different Stronger With Yous that I would probably choose over that one, but it's still really good. And I believe we are at the final fragrance, Le Male Le Parfum. Whew, this one's good, it's real good. Love the iris, the spices, the sweetness, very classy, sexy, a little bit powdery, so you do have to enjoy fragrances that have a touch of that, which thankfully I do. And for me, S tier. Now, Le Male Elixir was also in the top 25, but I didn't want to put both because they're, pretty similar, and Le Male Elixir would have also been an S tier. And here is my less harsh ranking right here. So if you want to be less harsh, then there you go. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today through today's video, going through the madness of the current fragrance market and where those top 25 fall. Thank you guys so much once again. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.